Alrighty, guys, welcome. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining Talk with X. This is your host, Xavier Mitchell, with a very special guest, my pops, Michael White. Everyone give it up for him. How you
Thank
doing,
you,
man?
thank you,
How's
thank you,
life for
thank
you?
you. Life is great. Life is great. Good to be here with you on today. Um, doesn't surprise me that we're here at all. You're an enterprising young man. I've known that for a long time. And I did bring receipts. I don't know if y'all can see this. I brought receipts. See this right here? I've known this
Oh,
young man a long
that's
time.
what we doing?
That's what we're doing. You want to bring props? I
Let's,
got props too, baby. Let's go. Let's go. You gonna come up here with some
okay,
with some
okay.
Patriots gear?
Nah, okay. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hey,
Okay.
I got nothing but
Someone
love for you,
someone's
son.
gonna
Nothing but
reply.
love for you.
Someone's definitely gonna reply and ask me to send me that picture. I'm not sending you guys that picture. You guys are okay. But let's go ahead. We're
All
gonna
right,
start
now that
with
we got
sports
that out the
first,
way.
and then of course make our way up through the more interesting points. So
Okay.
I've been asking every guest in terms of the ones who watch basketball and football, um, how are they feeling about this season? So I know basketball has been very exciting to me. I've been saying this for a minute, for well, not really a minute, but like the past few days. Um, this is probably the most exciting season openers, um, or one of them
No
ever.
doubt. No doubt.
Um, we're getting, and a lot of people are saying, well, I know I saw something earlier. It was like, I don't know if I should like this because you're getting random guys getting 50. First off, what you guys don't understand is when you make it, when the people that you see in the NBA, they are playing a role. So, but they are good. No player in the NBA is bad at basketball. It's just that depending on what organization they're with and who they're surrounded by, that's what's going to limit them. So, Aaron Gordon surprised me with the 50 point for his season opener, game one, shooting 10 for 11 from the three, which is absolutely ridiculous. And then people have been getting on Austin Reeves like, man, Austin Reeves had 50 first game, then he got 41 again. Yes, yeah, he can. You're in the NBA. NBA is five positions that are now all of them are skilled positions now. Um, there's no more back to the basket bigs like that. Power forwards, they're asking. Some teams are asking power forwards to take over. Small forwards, and of course point guards and shooting guards. You have bigs dribbling the ball up the court now. Jokic, sometimes as slow as he is, he takes
Right.
his time going up the court. Pops,
Right.
just the other day, I just witnessed Wimby do a cross behind the back fast break up the court at 7-4. That's all. No one back in 2005, 2006, you were not going to tell anyone, yeah, you're going to have people over 7 feet dribbling the ball on a string now and pulling from almost a hash on a fast break at 7-4. I say 7-6, but
Well,
7-4.
that's true. That's true. And you talked about you know it's almost like a positionless player now where you got centers bringing the ball up. I mean talking about getting the rebound and then taking it full court and having the skill set to be able to to make the decision whether to pass the ball, take it straight in, or whatever they're going to do, pass it back out to open
Mm-hmm.
three. I mean, the game has changed so much, but the player is a reflection of the way the game has changed. I mean, it's not that we don't have bigs that can play with their back to the basket. It's just that because the game has changed so much now and has evolved to the point where we don't really need that anymore. Because I mean, the most of the NBA now is revolving around the 3 point shot, and so why get two when you can get three? So you still have you still have a Jokic that's capable of doing something like that. You still have you know uh, uh, I would say Embiid, but he stays hurt all the time. But you
Yeah,
have that type of
yeah,
player that can go in there and that can make that kind of thing happen. Those guys are out there. You just don't need them as much. Now, but if you go to these high schools and you go to some of these colleges, you'll see that player there, but you just don't need him there. You don't need him there. And as far as this breakout with all these, I mean, look, Austin Reeves doesn't surprise me one bit. But you also got to understand, as soon as Luka and LeBron come back, Austin Reeves go right back into the phone booth, and he'll come back out as Clark Kent because he's not needed anymore.
yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree. League has changed tremendously. First person I blame Steph Curry. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
In terms of how the game is played, and people want to pick. I know someone had brought up the Spurs because it was a little bit of a clip when the Spurs were shooting a lot of threes, which I can see. But in terms of now, it is okay for your guard to take 10 threes. That is Steph. For when it's okay now. Because, like, even when people were hot, they're like, hey, like, we can still settle for the midi. We understand you're hot. But now it's okay. Um, the Warriors, the free ball thing. Remember when KD got there, no plays, rarely any plays. It was just go get a bucket, you stop them. We'll figure it out. And that's
yeah, but
kind
what
of
do you
what
do
you're
with
seeing.
that? What do
Oh,
you
you're
do with
talking
that?
about with the
And you're exactly right. I mean, and we usually we say blame and we talk about that in negative sense or whatever. But you're right. That whole 3 point explosion thing. It's not that we didn't have guys before Steph that could shoot the three. It's just that you know when Steph came out, he 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 made it so that now you could play outside in. Whereas a lot
hmm
of other teams
it
before
was
that were playing inside out. I mean, if the three was open, if that guy's wide open, he's standing there shaking it, you know what I'm saying? And Shaq couldn't get a dunk or whatever, he'll pass the ball out, you get a three, and that's great. It's a complimentary thing. But yeah, you see these Warriors, and don't get me wrong, I'm not in love with that style of play. I grew up watching the Detroit Pistons. I grew up watching the Bad Boys, the Celtics. I grew up watching, and then the only anomaly you had was the Lake Show. The LA
hmm
Lakers back then running and gunning and all that stuff. But they were the only ones doing it. Everybody else had a ground and pound kind of offensive, scheme, and it worked. And I liked that, and so I grew up with that. But the Warriors, I didn't like it. But Steph is something different. So, you had kids growing up wanting to be Steph Curry, and it didn't matter if they were 6'3" or 7'3". They wanted to handle like him. They wanted to shoot the ball like him. They wanted to drive to the basket like him. And so you have a generation of players that, I mean, this little dude changed the game.
yes. Um, from not just the three, but more of the where he's shooting it from too. Like now you got a
Oh
lot of
man,
people
yeah.
trying the same thing. Um, and there was this thing, right? And they were like, "Who's the better 3 point the better deep range shooter?" It was between Dame and Curry. This is all no disrespect to Dame. Dame, yes, the 1-2 pull up from the three, I get it. Curry is doing behind the backs, turning around, throwing the ball up, like, or his back will be to the basket. As last few seconds of the shot, he's throwing it. It's like super difficult. Both of them are difficult, but it's levels. This man Curry's doing it. You don't even know it. It's I think with Curry, okay, when Dame does it, it's like okay, Dame shot the balls, okay, it could go, But when Curry's shooting it from that far, people are actually scared. They're actually scared because like this one gonna go in. Not and I'm not saying that people don't sometimes, especially when Dame is on a hot streak, people don't have that. Curry can be shooting 0 for 6. If he is shooting that rock, people are really holding their breaths. Same thing. I said the same thing earlier this week with Clay. It doesn't matter how bad of a shooting night Clay Thompson has. People are scared when that ball goes up because we've seen it. I was talking to my first guest Monday. We've seen it. 11 dribbles. He barely got double. He barely made it with double digit in dribbles and got 60 points. She's all catch and shoot, all two step pull ups. All of it is the same motion. When you have shooters like that, it scares you. Like when they were on the same team and they were going on this tear, and when the Splash Bros started to become even more dynamic, it was hard because your focus is going to be on Steph. That's gonna happen because he can dribble a lot better. He can create a shot a lot better than Clay. But when you got a guy that doesn't have to dribble, when you have a guy that even if you're in front of him, it's not gonna bother his range of motion. That's a big problem you have in your hands, especially when if you guys want to double, because you can't double him or you're gonna leave the other guy open. You really don't want to, so it's like seeing those two come in and take over the 3-point realm and alter how the game is getting played now. It's like it's really amazing to me on how we've gotten here. Hopefully I was in a barbershop earlier and my barber asked me,
Well,
or
amen.
he asked everyone, he was like, you think, because we were talking about positionless basketball, how everyone's really tall. After looking at like Wemby, you think they're going to eventually raise the goal because of how tall everyone is getting? And I thought about it. I looked at the Houston Rockets lineup. The shortest person is 6'7". Amen Thompson is 6'7". Everyone else is 6'11", 7 foot. And it seems like the next generation, everyone is getting taller. No, the year. I'm not saying no one's talented enough, but I think the reign of about the next maybe 10 years, it's gonna be really rare to find someone 6'4" at point guard. I really do believe that because everyone is getting taller. Paolo Banchero is really tall. Like you have go ahead.
The skill sets are expanding.
Yeah,
Everybody's getting
that
better.
too.
But until you see evidence of domination because
Hmm.
of a certain thing, like they did with the 3-point line. Eventually they had to move the 3-point line back because okay, well, shooting from here is just too easy. But there was
Hmm.
research, and I mean, they actually were able to prove that okay, you know, there are more people now hitting 3-pointers because of where the line is. Let's back it up a little bit and make it a little bit more difficult for them. And again, you'll see that if you look up and okay, the league wide average now is 45-50% from three. They'll
Hmm.
back that line up a little bit more, just to make it more challenging. But as far as the height of the goal, I don't know if I see that unless you start seeing a world, an NBA world where okay, now you have a complete domination due to height, and we haven't seen that. I mean, you have a Giannis that can get in there, but then again, we've seen defenses designed to stop that joker.
A
So
wall when he
what
played
is
against
and
Toronto.
what? Yeah, I mean, I had never seen anything like that before. I mean, they shut that dude down. Miami did it too, one year.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
mean,
Jimmy.
as long as it makes the coaches do their jobs, but there's always going to be that, Wimby, and I know we'll probably bring this up later. His name will come up later, maybe, but this dude, man, he's he's what my generation's Ralph Sampson, what we thought he was going to be. We looked at
Mm.
a guy that had a certain skill set back then, and we were like, okay, this guy's going to be a beast. Now he got hurt and all that, and he doesn't have nowhere near the ball handling skills. He could handle the ball, but not like this guy. The outside shot definitely not, but he could hit a three. Um, and we saw him, and it was like, okay, that's the first unicorn, that we saw at that size, able to do all of those things. But you look at the how it has evolved from from that and all these 7-foot bigs that we had that were like you said back to the basket bigs. Then we looked up and we had a Dirk Nowitzki type that was 6'11", that was shooting fadeaway shots and 3-pointers and mid range game was crazy and all of that. And you're like, okay, how do we guard this dude? He's unguardable. To a KD who's one of the most unguardable guys I've ever seen in the league
I've ever
history.
seen.
Where I mean, if he wants to get a shot, I mean, you really can't stop that.
He's
And
gonna get
now
the
we
shot.
got Wimby. How do you stop that? I mean, and that's where it's going. But the skill set, but it makes these coaches earn their money. So you get out here and devise a plan, some kind of defense or whatever, to try to limit what this guy's gonna do. You can't let him get off.
And that's gonna be hard to do because energy switches, momentum shifts, right? So when we talk about stuff like that, let's say they try to build a plan for him. If Wemby doesn't want to stay out on the 3-point line, he moves off ball. If he gets repositioned in the paint, it's literally almost nothing you can do about him repositioning in the paint because now you can just entry pass lob it anytime you want. Really, anytime you want. Unless you have someone that is strong enough under him that's denying him the ball, it is going to be really hard. But that means if we were to set a game plan up like that, it's going to have to be at least two because one guy trying to block out someone like Wemby throughout the whole game, that's going to be tiring. And he needs to be, you know how like they were drafting players, you know how they were just drafting players for Shaq? You're going to have a guy just for defense. Like if I were to get a slightly taller Mason Plumlee, like a guy like that to just, hey, because I don't need my superstar fouling out. I don't need Giannis fouling out. If they're playing, if they're playing Milwaukee, we don't need Giannis taking all this contact trying to block him out from getting it. As interesting as that will be, but man, I don't want Giannis to go against that whistle.
You can't do that because you got a kid now that can take you out to the 3-point line. And if you're not guarding him out there, he can burn you. Because I mean, we know that if he can shoot anywhere from say 38 to 45% from the 3-point line, even if not high volume, he's gonna kill you out there. But then you take somebody, okay, now you got to deploy an asset out there to guard him at the 3-point line. Guess what? This dude can go by you. He's got the skills to take you off the dribble. You can't put you can't put Jokic out there. And Jokic is a great defensive player for a regular type of offense, but you can't put him out there on that guy. He'll put him in the spin cycle all day. Yep. And then what are you going to do? Now you've lost your big, and now you putting your other guys at the mercy. So when you have somebody that comes over to help defend, and now you putting him against this guy that's got a full head of steam at 7'4", coming down now with two hands at the rim, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I mean the way the game has changed, we see now that even Golden State has had to adjust a little bit. And maybe that was due to the whole Splash Brothers and, the slap incident and all this kind of stuff or whatever. But I mean,
shout out to Draymond.
You think Draymond Green is gonna? You think he's gonna do anything for you with Wemby down low? You think he can handle that kind of pressure?
No, not at all.
And he's an excellent defender, but 6'8",
that's not enough.
Pushing it, he's not enough. And even with his strength, he's not enough. So. That's going to be interesting, man. But yeah, Wemby's a unicorn. He's something different. He better get his weight up.
No, he does. I was thinking about that because what we don't need is an injury. For the people that are taller, it takes a little bit longer for them to recover, especially the lower half, because that's not his height is already not a normal height. So for doctors, especially American doctors, because we don't have that many people that's like that tall in America, a lot of these guys are coming from overseas. So maybe not saying they've seen a lot of 7'4" people, but like around that threshold. Doctors here, they can't say, "Oh, I've seen this before." No, we haven't. That's the thing. We haven't seen it unless you're the same doctors that may have seen, Yao Ming, but even Yao Ming was 7'2". You'd never seen 2 inches higher. Like you haven't. You haven't seen anyone like that, where they're that lengthy and that just that tall. Because he's not a big guy, like you say. He needs to get stronger. But yeah, I feel like that's gonna be That's also going to determine in terms of him, like his injuries, the physicality from other bigs and the other power forwards, stuff like that. Because taking that much of a bump is, of course, going to wear and tear. But if he's not taking that much of a bump due to the lack of physicality of other players around the NBA, because they're not as physical anymore. And I don't know if it's because of the high calling
Notice
from
because
foul. Like you have these guys that are the superstars. It's hard to be. I remember when I was playing rec basketball, and I was usually one of the tallest ones, and I was always center or a wing. Is always one of those two. And one of the things you taught me was like, try not to be too physical. They're gonna call it. Well, it's pretty much rec times 30. You can't breathe on them. You can't, like, even if the person's bigger, because he's bigger. I mean, he's the tallest thing on the court, but you can't contest him like that. And how do you not bump? How do you not little slightly chest bump someone who is 7'6"? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to contest him. Anything else? I mean, he can't. He doesn't see you.
Well, that's something that he has in his favor, and we've already seen it with Giannis, with the Giannis types. If he can take care of himself, which from what I've seen, just watching stories on him, speaking about Wemby, the way that they've already started investing in his health, paying particular focus to his knees and his ankles, the lower extremities parts that's going to wear out the most, even before they add weight on him and build up weight so that he can get stronger, for in anticipation of what he may face. But the way the league is now has changed the way they're allowing the referees to blow the whistle. I mean, that helps him out. Because now if you run by him fast, if they blow the whistle and the kid can shoot free throws, I mean, he's going to kill you. It didn't matter when you could hack a Shaq. When your bigs were shooting, 60% from the line, you could bring those three guys off the bench and use all 18 fouls or whatever. I mean, you could do that. You can't do that with this guy because he'll kill you from the line. So, with the referees swallowing the whistle and all that kind of stuff, man, and that's another reason why I hate the game, But I won't, I won't say nothing. The GOAT will be back soon, and when him and Luka get together, and we'll see if we can't get another run, man. We're when the real GOAT comes back, man.
The real GOAT.
The real GOAT, the true GOAT. And I didn't wear the GOAT shirt today. I didn't wear it today. I tried to give you a break on that. But I got the GOAT shirt. I got the GOAT with the crown on it. And it's got the purple 2-3 on it. But we'll leave that alone.
For the ones that don't know, he is a LeBron fan. What caused it? COVID.
Wow. I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back. Look, you're gonna ask for something. It's gonna be around a holiday.
Hold on.
You want me to cook something? I'm gonna get you back for that. I'm gonna get you back.
Gotta do that.
Look. This ain't John. This ain't one of your friends. I'm different, man.
Shout out to John.
I'm gonna get you back. I'm gonna get you back for that. Yeah, shout out to John.
Shout out to John.
But anyway, wow. Okay, not a problem. Anyway, the GOAT. But we'll leave that alone.
Speaking of GOATs.
We'll say that for another debate. You will say that for another debate.
Really? Okay.
Speaking of GOATs, yeah, we can do that.
The NBA.
We can spend a whole episode of your show, man, debating that.
I know. Listen, I try to warn these people. I was like, listen, I don't want us to get off track. Because I'm gonna try to be the best. I'm gonna be the bigger man.
Don't bring up Kendrick Lamar. Don't bring up K. Dot. We can get off track on that too. Because
okay.
Anyway.
The future. Do you feel like the future of the NBA is in good hands?
Yes, but it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. I feel bad because I grew up watching basketball in a time when, it was compelling no matter what team was playing. You did have you always had the Lakers, you always had the Celtics, You know, back then you had the 76ers. Those teams were, you know, they were always coming along. Detroit, those guys, you know, you look forward to seeing them. But then there were other teams that, as younger players came in, the thing was you knew who they were coming in, and you watched the draft to see where these guys were going because you were invested with them when watching college. We don't know these guys. So now these young guys that are doing it for, you know, Orlando, that are doing it for Sacramento, that are doing it for these teams that are not as, you know, that are not as popular right now, we don't know who these guys are because they only played 1 year in college. And unless it's a Cooper Flag type, we don't know their names. We don't know their faces. We don't get to see them until March Madness. And either they're out in a couple of games, or, you know, if they go all the way through, then now we can invest in a kid from Florida that made it all the way to the championship round, and we got to see him pop up on TV. We got to hear his name called a couple of times. But then we got to watch him get drafted in the second round somewhere and go and get buried on somebody's bench. So it's different. It's a different game. But, I mean, knowing that there's an SGA out there, knowing that Ant-Man is out there, you know, Wemby getting people excited. We're still on the, you know, we're entering the Luka, you know. I hate what happened to my boy Tatum, you know.
Yeah.
Go Boston. I mean, and you know, the always attitudinal Brown over there, who we can't tell what's going on with him. I don't know what's going on with him. Sometimes he wants to be Jordan. Sometimes he wants to be Andrew Reese. So I can't tell what's going on with Jaylen Brown. But those are my boys. I'm going to ride with them. I'm going to ride with them till Tatum comes back. We got Skinny Zion. We got Skinny Zion now.
So, I told you he was fat.
That dude was swole, man. Hey, I can't blame him, though. I can't blame him. Look, I'm a rookie down in New Orleans, man. I'm going to eat too. You know, beignets and rice. You can't, you know, even if you got a private chef, you're going to get swole on that.
You are.
So get a man a break.
Definitely are. But
get a man a break.
At the same time.
But yeah, I mean, I think we got some stars. We got some. I'm gonna tell you, man. Just now with the games just starting, man. Edgecombe looks like the truth, man, over in Philly. So
I was thinking about that.
I didn't see him a lot in college. That dude looks legit, man. He doesn't look scared. He don't look scared.
Nope.
That kid looks like he belongs, man, and that's gonna be he's gonna be a problem. And with Maxey, now that they figured out, hey, look, can we back off Embiid a little bit? We done gave him the money? Can we back off that dude a little bit?
Back off?
Because he ain't built for the moment. Embiid's garbage. I always said Embiid was garbage, man. Embiid is garbage, dude.
Let me pause that real quick. I will say, ladies and gentlemen,
Don't start.
He has been a firm believer that Embiid has been garbage. I must say, now granted, my dad is a certified hater. But I must also say, he will, whenever he thinks someone is garbage, in his mind they are trash. They are garbage. And he will give you at least 3 reasons why that person's garbage. It may not be the reasons you may like it. But I must say, these past 3 years.
I'm taking notes on this,
with Embiid, I'm just saying.
I'm taking notes, man. I'm taking notes between you and your brother, man. I'm taking notes. He told me y'all talked about me a little bit yesterday, but that's all good. But yeah, I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
These past 3 years.
I'm gonna get back on the show, and I'm gonna be ready for you.
We are gonna have a part 2, by the way. We are. That'll most definitely be next month. We must address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Joel Embiid. I'm not gonna lie, brother. I'm not saying you're through, but if your knee is still bothering you like this, you got to change something. You got to change something.
Yeah. We're going to change something for him.
Yeah. Because what you don't want is for you to sit out a few more weeks. Hey, hold on. Paul George, this goes for you too. Do not think you're out of this. Do not expect. Don't let this be 3-4 more weeks and this duo's doing their thing. Because I don't know if you guys have known, but the saying is, history repeats itself. when that star gets hurt or that starter gets hurt, and then everyone else starts to rise, New England Patriots, Bledsoe, look at what happened.
Okay, look, we don't want to go there either. Don't get me.
Yeah,
I know Brady's your boy,
my
but
fault.
don't get me started on how dirty they did Bledsoe, man. But can you do something about that?
It
Do
was
I
something in
really
my
have to
eye.
sit here and look at that?
It was something in my eye. My bad.
Okay, okay,
Go
okay.
ahead.
So check this out.
Go
Here's the
ahead.
thing with Embiid. All right, Embiid was broken from the beginning, and they did everything they could to try to fix him. They tried to make him into something, and at the time, they didn't have anything else. And so I can kind of understand that. But by the time they realize he's the problem, fortunately for the 76ers, you had Maxey coming to his own. So now you can. The NBA has always been a league where you pay jokers to go away. They couldn't afford at the time to pay him to go away because they didn't have anybody, and they didn't want to sit there and watch a 76ers game with 13 people in the stands. So now you got somebody in there that they can actually build this team upon, and Embiid can come in and do regular Embiid stuff. He don't have to be Superman, and they actually can get away with that because of the nucleus that they have with the backcourt. Now, Paul George, if I had an all disappointment team, I'd probably put him in two spots. Paul George, man, you talking about talent? The dude has talent. He's always had talent, man. But there's something wrong with that dude. And I think
I don't know what it
I
is.
think it's the injury. I honestly think it was the injury because I don't know if he went back and watched it or something like that, man. But I'm telling you that injury was devastating. I mean, it freaked your mom out.
Yeah,
But
because
the injury was devastating when we
old.
saw it, and I think that did something to him mentally. And he's not the only athlete for that to happen to. But Paul George,
Derrick
man, to be
Rose.
as talented as he is, and to be as disappointing, and maybe it's some of the off the court stuff too. Because speaking of paying him to leave, he didn't pay him to leave enough with some of this off the court stuff and these hiccups and outside women and all this kind of stuff he got going on. You know, maybe he should have learned how to pay them to leave, and maybe he wouldn't. If take away some of that mental stress. But yeah, the dude's got talent, man. But yeah, he needs to go into the booth or something, man. Everybody wants to be in there. Let him be an analyst or something somewhere. But Paul George is done, man.
Yeah, I've kind of given up on Paul George as much as I've defended him. Um, John, if you're
Everybody
watching
can't
this,
be the GOAT,
I
man. Everybody can't be the GOAT.
not everyone
Look,
can be Kobe. I get it. It's levels.
wow. Hey,
Oh, my
look,
fault.
you're right. Everybody can't go to Germany and get injections in their hand when they want to stop playing 2 weeks into the season. Everybody can't do that. But look, you don't have to get a hyperbolic chamber and go sleep in it 18 days out the month to condition your body to be like LeBron. Hey, look, man. Hey, look. 20 years. Come on, man. I did 20 years in the Army. I was about to pass out. This dude's 20 years, I mean, in the
Did you just
NBA.
compare the
And
Army to
still, and
basketball?
I'm just saying, the dude did 20 seasons, man. And look at him. He's still one of the best in the league right now, dude. Come on. Come on. Jordan, by year 15, Jordan had a cane out there with the Wizards.
And yellow eyes.
Yeah, and that dude, hey, when he was with the Wizards, they didn't even let him warm up. They wouldn't let him warm up because he burned too much energy during warm-ups. Before the game started, he wouldn't have any energy to play in the game. So here you got your GOAT on a minutes restriction in year 15 because he didn't take care of himself. But you can't do that playing golf and smoking cigars. But we ain't gonna go there. And don't get me started. I love Kobe to death. Rest in peace.
No, you don't.
But yeah, man, Kobe's
No,
not
you
the
don't.
GOAT either, man.
All right.
He's not the GOAT.
But that's going to be another topic.
Anyway, that's LeBron. Yeah, we'll leave that alone.
Next, and this
Go
is going
Lakers.
to, no, not from you. But hold on. Let's pause before we move on. How you going to say go Celtics in the beginning? And then you're going to say go
I was
Lakers.
wondering if you
And
were
then you're
gonna
going
do
to say go Lakers. Yeah. For all you Boston fans, this is how he feels. He
Hey,
wanted to be
come
purple
for
and
me.
gold in
Look,
08.
come for me. Oh, wow, really?
He wanted to
Really?
be purple and gold in
Really?
09. Yep.
Hey, they got robbed in '09, man.
No, they
got
didn't.
robbed.
No, they
They got
didn't.
robbed, man. They gave Kobe that championship, man. I don't know if it was Pau Gasol. I don't know if it was a combination of Jerry West or whatever it was, man. But yeah, they gave them that one.
Hey,
Man.
look, if you was number one,
They had no business beating them guys, man.
get a better record, and you be at home more.
Wow. Anyway,
There you go. Now,
anyway,
if you don't mind, because I've been asked this a bit on the streak lately, because I was going over this with someone last week. Said you and I are really engaged on basketball more than we are on football. Your top 10 basketball players of all time, and then we're going to move on to the next topic. It's your list. Now, hold on, before you start.
You guys top 10 all time now?
Yep. Just hold on for 1 second, Pops. You guys have to understand that he's watched more than a lot of us, so he's going to have his own personal opinion. Not everyone, he's going to have his, from his eras of watching to now. Go ahead, Pops.
Okay, yeah. If I had known you was going to dig me out like this, man, on this kind of topic, which is sensitive, man. At right now, yeah, we may need to dig back into this later, but I'll do the best I can. All right.
I got you.
We'll start with the top because the top is always easier. It's always easy to start there, and then it kind of gets into the weeds. But we'll do it. Okay. Of course, the GOAT is number one. Okay, the real 23. All right. So we got LeBron. He just is the most complete basketball player guy has ever made. All right. When you put everything together, when you put the physicality of it, when you put the size, the strength, the basketball acumen, the mind, when you put it all together, when you put and what separates him from these other GOATs that you want to get into, and we'll talk about it later, the Kobe's and the whole killer mindset. That's not a team sport. You save that for tennis. You save that for something else, badminton. You save that for ping pong or that kind of. You save that for individual sports. When it's a team sport, you got to put the team first. That's not time for individuality. But I'll get off number one because LeBron's number one. My number two. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't even. I'm not even going to put him there. I just can't. I can't. My personal number two is Kareem.
That's fine. That's valid.
I put Kareem at number two just because he's the only one so far in the history of the NBA that had a shot that was unblockable, unguardable. Now KD, I give him that close, but you can guard KD, but you could not stop. I got to watch this. And I watched this man, and when he got ready to put that shot up, there was nothing anybody could do about it. 7 feet, skilled. He had the total package. I guess we could put MJ at 3. I guess. Well, no. After MJ at 3, my 4 is probably going to be Magic.
Okay.
Again, because I watched him play. And I'm telling you, that dude... You can't even describe how much a beast that dude was. I mean, and he was plug and play. You could put him at any position. Now, the only thing that gets me on Magic was that he couldn't guard 3 or 4 positions. But I put him in there.
Gotcha.
I got to put Shaq up there.
Okay.
Because I mean, again, if they didn't change the rules, and if that dude could shoot free throws better. He'd probably be up higher on everybody's list because he left a lot of points on the floor. So I got to put him out there. Did I say Kobe yet?
You didn't say Kobe yet, man. Go ahead.
Where am I at?
You're at 6 now.
Where am I at? I'm at 6. Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah. All right. I didn't get to see Wilt. I didn't get to see Bill Russell and all that kind of stuff, man. So I don't know about those guys. I'm talking about guys that I got to see. I would put Oscar up there, but I didn't get to see him. But just from what I've seen in the numbers, I could tell he was unstoppable. But I'm not going to put him down there. So we got LeBron, of course. We got Kareem, MJ, Magic, Shaq. I got to put Larry up there.
That's fine.
I got to put Larry up there just because of everything else that he brought to the table. And if I had to put my life on one shot, he would be one of only a handful of people that I would have taken. And I just trust that. I trust that. Now it starts getting in the weeds. Okay, I know you're ready.
It's your list. It's your list.
I'm gonna put him here. I'm gonna put him here. Kobe. I'm gonna put him here. All right. I personally, if I'm starting a team, I'm taking Kobe over MJ because of everything. I think I trust Kobe more in a situation than I trust MJ to make the right decision. And I also trust him to be in better shape. MJ was you could tell he was not in good shape. And that's why Scottie had to bail him out a lot. But we won't get into that either. Where am I at, son?
See, you said Brian, Kareem. Who was your
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Kareem.
6, 7. I'm at 8. Okay. I'm at 8. I'm going to put Steph Curry in here.
Ooh, I never thought I'd hear this.
And look, I'm evolving. Give me a break here. I'm evolving. Okay? I'm evolving. I wish I could put a slash there. I'm evolving. Because I'm telling you, this dude changed the game, and he's something that you got to account for him. You have to account for him. You have to. But he would not be who I would choose as a point guard on my team if I'm starting a team. Would I take him over Magic? No way. Would I take Steph over Isaiah? No. Would I take Steph over Chris Paul? Maybe.
As your point guard,
we'll go there. As my point guard. And we've talked about this before. I honestly think Klay on that team was a better shooter. He was a better shooter. Because on that team, if I had a game-winning shot to be had from anywhere around the three-point line or inside or anything else, I trust Klay with the shot because he's that catch-and-shoot assassin type, JJ Redick type. He can catch the ball, shoot the ball just like that. He doesn't have to do a whole lot of all that push shot stuff that Steph does from the logo and all that. Right. If I need a logo shot, him or Dame, sure, go at it. But if I need a shot with the game on the line, I'm taking Klay. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at 9. Mm-hmm. Ooh, man. Do I want to put Akeem Olajuwon in there? Do I want to put I don't know.
How you feel about Duncan?
I like Duncan. I do. I like Duncan. He's solid. But to me, when it comes down to Tim Duncan or like a Charles Barkley, who do I think was the better player? I think Barkley was the better player. I think Tim Duncan was in a perfect system for Tim Duncan. So and Tim Duncan's got the rings, and we don't want to talk hardware because I know that's where the GOAT thing comes in. But I would probably put Barkley here.
Yeah, your guy's not really good with that. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
Are you done? Okay. 10. I don't know. We can throw almost anybody in there at 10. You can put KD. I'm not ready to move Giannis or anybody like that in there yet. I've seen some other folks. Most of the players that I enjoyed watching when I was coming up, they didn't win the rings. I watched the George Gervin. I watched these guys that came in and they didn't win rings like that. They just didn't. But I just can't do Kevin Garnett. I can't put him in there. I like Wade. I can't put Wade in there. Speaking of point guards, would I put a Jason Kidd ahead of Steph Curry if I was picking a team? Probably. So I don't know. I'm kind of stuck at 9. Who do you like? Maybe I'll put Isaiah there. Or maybe AI. Man, I forgot about AI too.
Tough guy.
Man, why
Tough
you
guy.
bring all this up now, man? Why you bring all this up? Now I'm up against the wall now with time. So we definitely gonna have to finish this up, man. But yeah, I'll put AI there. I'll put AI there because I enjoyed watching them too.
Okay. Moving on.
I put AI slash Isaiah.
Sir. Moving on. What was so for those that don't know, he did do 20 years in the army, like he said earlier. I would like to know what was life like in the army in terms of the totality for those 20 years. Like, what were the challenges that that it brought, and what were some like positives and negatives you could take away from?
I'll give you the quick spiel.
Yeah.
When I first joined the army, it was right at the time when the drill sergeants could put their hands on you, so to speak. It was kind of transition. Well, I mean, it was transitioning from, when people were complaining about how hard and how tough basic training was and all that kind of stuff, and the lawsuits and all that. So I caught the tail end of that. But you got to understand, I left college early to join the army, and so my drill sergeant was like, I think I was maybe 22, 21, 22 when I joined the army, and I'm going through basic with a drill sergeant that was 24, 25 maybe. And coming from Beaufort County, I grew up in Beaufort County, man, and you're just not gonna do that. You're not gonna put your hands on me. You're not gonna talk to me any kind of way and all that stuff. I'm grown enough to listen to what you got to say, but you're not gonna put your hands on me. And so my experience, from the very beginning was different because of, they saw me differently. So my basic training experience was good. I learned a lot. I wouldn't trade my army time for anything. I learned a lot. It's something that I would recommend to a young person that, like myself, that at the time needed discipline, that needed to learn how to be a man, not just how to act manly. It definitely helped me with that. I know they started taking all the trades and all of that stuff out of high schools. We won't get into why they did that either, but it was an opportunity for you to come into the military. You could learn something that you could instantly take out once you got out of the military, take out and start making a good living doing it. And there were not a lot of opportunities for those people who did not want to go to college, who did not want to spend 4 years in college and then another 2 years, 4 years, or whatever it is, learning the job. You spent 4 years on the job getting experience that you could take out with you. And so I wouldn't trade that. I was able to deploy, go a lot of different places, see a lot of different things, meet a lot of different people. I've met lifelong friends in the army. So yeah, it was good for me. And of course, I wouldn't have met your mom if I hadn't joined the army. I don't think, and we wouldn't have this moment.
All right.
See that? You see
All
little
right.
Xavier right there? Look at little X right there. And I just want y'all to know, you see that jersey that I'm wearing right there? That's a Lynn Bias jersey. We won't even go there. We could spend a segment on that. Lynn Bias, man, my all-time favorite college basketball player.
All right.
Hey, and he was a Celtic. He didn't get to play, but he's a Celtic for life. We won't go there either.
Oh yeah, that's going. I thought we were gonna have a part two. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah,
So
we definitely need to do that.
After the army, how was it pivoting from being a soldier to a civilian?
For me, it worked out. It worked out just fine. My retirement just happened to coincide. You remember with us moving back to North Carolina. I was fortunate enough to get online and find interviews and things like that. So no sooner than we came back here, I was able to interview and put the same skill set that I got in logistics from the Army, put them to work for me in, a supervisory position, as a manager for a contractor supply company. And I was able to build up rather quickly through that, starting off in logistics there, running trucks, getting things distributed and things, and then moving up to assistant manager and then the branch manager position relatively quickly. So that transition was pretty good for me.
That's good. All right. Last but not least, and I'm gonna get you up out of here. Being
Yeah,
a
because I got to pick your
father
sister up.
of three. That's the last one. I know
Yeah,
you're on a time crunch. Being a father of three.
I can honestly say this. Um, it's been an experience, and if you take it seriously, it'll challenge everything about you. When Michael Jr. was born, I was no more ready to become a parent than I am ready to go out here and fly a space shuttle. I had no idea, or I thought I had no idea what was going on, and I was barely treading water. I did the very best I could. So when you came into my life, even at the young age, I saw it as a chance for redemption for all the mistakes that I made with Michael Jr. or perceived mistakes. But then that's tough too, because each child is different, each situation is different. Um, Even now, to your younger sister, I mean, to have a 31-year-old, to have a 26-year-old, and to have one that'll be 12, in a couple of months, that's yeah, that's like God saying, "Hey, you thought you had it, you thought you had it. Here we go." But again, I wouldn't trade it for anything, man. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Um, I love you all. I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to lay down my life for either one of you. More so Michaela because she's a girl and I love her more. And you two knotheads, y'all get on every
All
nerve I
right.
have.
Okay.
But no, as far as being a father of three, man, it's different being a girl dad. But I wouldn't trade it for nothing, man. I wouldn't trade it for nothing. That will make you into a man. It will make you into uh, 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 being a father of three will prepare you for anything else that life has to throw at you, especially you and your brother. But that's another show too. What else you
Shout out.
got for me, Zay? So I can go pick you. So I can go pick your sister up.
I think
What
that's
else
it,
you got?
actually, Pops. Because I have to get ready for work in a little bit as well.
Okay,
I really enjoyed you. Of course, we're gonna do this again. Um,
definitely.
whenever stuff gets up. This is actually really fun. Um,
And I'll get you back. I got you back. Don't worry. I'm gonna get you back. But let me tell you something, man, real quick. I know you got to go. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything that you're doing. You keep pushing in the direction that you're pushing, man. I see good things working out for you. I was talking to your brother yesterday, dude. You're a natural at this right here. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if this thing explodes. I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm here anytime. Whatever you need, whatever you want to talk about, whatever the discussion is, I'm right here. And look, just to go out with one quick thing here, right here. I wouldn't pay $18 to see Kendrick Lamar perform in my living room. That concert would be straight up whack. And on that, Mike White out. I don't have nothing to drop. Hey,
yeah,
I'm out.
exactly. So, anywho, that's what I was saying for the outro. We enjoyed you guys. Everyone, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Um, you're here with Talk with X, your host Xavier Mitchell. This is your guest, whatever you guys want to call him, Mike, Michael, whatever, Hot Tide, whatever you guys call him.
Hey,
That's gonna
whatever.
be
I'm
him very
good.
but no, I really do appreciate you coming in, man. This was
No
really
problem,
really
man.
fun. I'm gonna upload
Nothing but
this all
love. I
today for
enjoy it.
everyone. Alrighty,
Hey, make
I
sure you
want you to
send
have
me
a
the
good day.
link so I can put it on the socials. All right.
I got you. Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, this has been real skibbity riz, man. WZ in the chat.
You're 50. Nah, get me up out of here. Hey, no outro music. We're done with this.